Hello Cancer, and welcome to your December 2020 video. This is for Sun, Moon or Rising Cancer. Now, on the 21st of December, Saturn and Jupiter join in Aquarius. Now, since 1802, this energy has been in Earth energy, which is a lot more about hard work, the Industrial Revolution. 200 years, think about it, that's a long time. It's all about hard work. It's very heavy energy. It's about physically having to do what you need to do to get ahead. It's very, very dominant, strong energy, and really focusing on work, having to work for it. You want it, you work for it. Now, it doesn't mean when Saturn moves into Aquarius with Jupiter joining that we don't have to work for it, but it teaches us a lot about manifestation, about focusing on how we think, looking for information, collaboration. It's more about working together in a community, looking at things that we can do to improve our environment, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. So it's about improvement, technology, learning, humanity, really expanding the way in which we look upon the world. And this is a collective energy that's happening. It's a major transit in December, a big change since 200 years of how we operate as a collective on the earth, basically. So now that's the big stuff that's happening this December. Then on the 2nd, we have Mercury in your 6th house. On the 14th, we have a solar eclipse in your 6th house. And then on the 16th, we have Venus also joining the 6th house. The 6th house, it's about your work, right? It's about thinking along the lines of work and what you want to do with work. And also new opportunities when it comes to work, wanting to create new opportunities. Solar eclipse too is bringing this energy to the forefront. What new do you want? What do you need to let go of so that new thing can come into existence? And also Venus, it needs to be in alignment with your heart. If it's not what you're working on, your projects, where you work or career orientated, whatever things that you're doing that you have to work towards, it's basically feeling as though if your heart don't feel it, you can't work on it. Even if it's a relationship, relationships require dedication, time, and effort, but you will feel like your heart really needs to feel it. If it's not a feeling that you get within your heart, you feel like you want to change and want to grow in a different way. Allow for this energy to come in. You will also be looking at your diet, your exercise, your routine habits. Have you been too, strict on yourself? Do you need to relax a little? Do you have to be a little bit more lenient? Do you need to not push too much? Maybe, balance. Do you need to meditate? Do you need to wake up a bit earlier, later? Go to bed earlier? What is it have you been doing when it comes to your routine that's pushing you? Also, this is a time of physical renewal. So it's where you look at your body and you might feel a bit tired and drained. The 6th house is often to do with our health, where we actually been exerting too much of energy, putting too much of pressure on our physical being, that we actually feel like, oh, I just need to lie down for a bit. There's nothing wrong with rest. Rest is healing for the body, and the body definitely needs it. So where have you been working too much, pushing too much, really getting down and organized and trying to get it going and moving in that direction? And we can even look at relationships in that manner where we're trying to work at it, tackle it, sort it out. Those kinds of things. You need rest. And your routine would want to alter. You might looking at your exercise, diet. What can you, eat to basically give you more vitality, more energy, more sustenance. It's a beautiful energy that's coming to renew your physical being, looking at you in every aspect, mentally, emotionally, physically. What needs to shift within you? What needs to shift within you so that you can be at your optimal, that you can do the most? Then on the 18th, Saturn's in the 8th house. And then on the 20th, we have Jupiter in the 8th house. And then on the 21st, we have these planets joining, conjuncting. Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius joining in your 8th house. What is the 8th house? It's your fears. What fears? What fears do you need to let go of? What deep underlying insecurities are holding you back from all you can be? And it's also looking at your partnerships. Intimate partnerships, partnering up with people when it comes to work. What is it that you're afraid of when it comes to partnering up with others? What's holding you back? What's keeping you you know, warm and open, but also closed. Sometimes we close ourselves off. Sometimes we're not as vulnerable. Sometimes we want to do all the nurturing and caring, but this is a time for vulnerability and seeing where you can be more vulnerable. Where you can share your innermost feelings and be intimate emotionally and mentally, and share your ideas and have that energy where it can be supported. So that's what you're doing in the 8th house. Also, you will be looking at your finances and really working through your finances and money, wanting to maybe create a career change the way where you work or the environment, or do something for yourself. All this energy is coming through, but you're going to be releasing fears around it. You know, Cancers are very creative. They have so many ideas, and they have so much of, such beautiful imagination, so much of creation. But it's the fears sometimes that hold you back from actually bringing it into reality and to physical existence for others to embrace. And that's the Aquarius energy. It's about sharing our originality, sharing it with others. The 8th house, letting others be able to see that part of you emotionally, whether it's through something you want to create, or even sometimes just a conversation or something you need to get off your chest when it comes to relating and having relationships where you can be more open, honest. And this 8th house energy gives you the energy to see what's hidden even from you when it comes to your feelings. We feel things and we suppress them. Now you can be open and actually see exactly what is it that you want to share. Then on the 22nd, the sun joining Pluto in the 7th house. And then on the 30th, full moon in Cancer. So now let's talk about the 22nd with sun joining Pluto in the 7th house. 7th house is about relationships, partnering up, business or intimate. And with the sun being there, it's trying to bring vitality, something new, something different, into the 7th house of how you relate. How are you in your one-on-one relationships? How do you relate to others? And also with Pluto in the mix, it brings a karmic energy where you can meet someone who's more on your level, who has the same basic energy and, just a vibe that you feel, an energetic vibe that you can connect to. So that energy is very beautiful happening in the 7th house. Allow for it to transform your relationships. Look at all the work you're doing with releasing your fears and insecurities when it comes to intimacy. And then this energy that later on comes when it comes to relationships. So it's very beautiful energy. Then on the 30th, with that full moon happening in your sign of Cancer in December. So what is this bringing? This is asking you to release anything of yourself. What is it that you want to change in your life? What is it that you truly want? And now you have the energy to release it, let go, and make peace so that you can have what you want. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing.